Hello, guys, and welcome to the podcast.
Yes. Hi. It's Sarah.
Hi, it's Kiona.
Hi, it's Rocky.
Hi, it's Ashura. Hi, it's Jessica.
Hi,
Wait.
Hi, it's Gabby.
Oh, hi, it's Manny.
Hi, it's Michaela. So today we're actually going to be discussing post-grad opportunities and on-campus opportunities that John Jay provides to students.
Do you have a few announcements to go?
Oh, we have one announcement from John Jay Theatricals. So John Jay Theatrical Plays is having its first general meeting on Thursday, September 24th from 1:40 to 2:40 p.m. So make sure you drop by if you're interested.
Nice.
And on Thursday, there's going to be a career fair, career and internship fair. They only have one each semester, and I think everyone should go if you have the chance. Mm-hmm. And you have to dress up. So, it's like you're going on an interview and have, multiple, resumes. Mm-hmm. They'll go really fast. So, yeah. That's a cool opportunity.
Yeah, and it's also really interesting because you can see what possible careers you'll be interested in after college. So feel free to check that out. So some other things that the campus also offers is the Pre-Law Institute, which will actually offer you not a mentor, but an advisor who will tell you if you're on track for law school and the best plan that would be for you for law school.
Law school and also any other after your BA or your BS. So you don't necessarily have to go to law school. You can want to go and get your master's, your doctorate. Going to the Pre-Law Institute, you can find a mentor, or not a mentor, but you can find the right outlet. So connections, because lawyers know people. So yeah.
I think the Pre-Law Institute is having their first orientation today, so if you're watching live, please go check out the Pre-Law Institute, and I think it's in Hound Square right now.
Yeah. So we could get into some career things that, not career, but more job opportunities that you can have on campus. And if we know anything off campus, we will tell you right now.
Yeah, because John Jay actually does have a lot on-campus jobs, and they do have several off-campus jobs. So one of my friends actually met with a professor who gave her an accounting aide job that was off-campus, but she was doing it with the professor. So getting to know your professors is really good.
Yeah, because usually they're already in the field that you want to go into, so they already know the ropes and the tricks of it. But to get onto the job on campus, these are kind of low-key jobs because it's kind of hard to get a job on campus if you don't know the right people or if you don't open up your emails. It's only hard because the first opportunity that they'll give it to is, what's the thing that I forgot?
Federal work study.
Federal work study.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you need it to get a job on campus.
But majority of the jobs on campus are given to federal work studies. So a few lists of places that you can go and apply to now is, for one, the Gerald W. Lynch Theater. So that's our home theater, the only theater in the school. Black Box Theater, but that's not really run by anybody. But so the Gerald Lynch Theater is hiring $15 an hour, so minimum wage. It's part-time, but it can also be a full-time job if you aren't on campus. I'm speaking from experience because I work there now. So she was telling us that usually they hire students that were on campus and are enrolling in school now, but now they're going to branch out and hire students that aren't on this campus and hire outside people. And that's just to, get people in the school and get the school culture, I guess,
Nice.
And I think I was gonna say, and then I think with this topic, has anybody had an experience where they did work study or they've got internships within John Jay? And if you did, like, what was it, and can you expand on it?
So for me, I actually had an internship because of my professor. So I had Professor Crystal Cotton for my UGR class, and she works with the Criminal Justice Agency, which is for expediting bail and things like that. And I got the job through her because I knew her, and she sent out a link saying that they were looking for new interns, and I applied for it, and I got the job because of her.
So does anyone have work study? Emmanuel, do you have work study?
No, I don't have work study.
You have a job?
Well, outside of school, like you
I
say,
used to work like at a uniform store where we would sell uniforms to kids.
did it? Does it work around your schedule having this
No,
job?
no, I quit like 2 weeks ago.
I would say that is a good conversation to have. How does outside jobs work around your school schedule and school jobs? They work around your school schedule, but like Emmanuel just said, he had to quit his job. And that happened to me when I used to work retail. They really don't care about your school schedule, so.
Yeah, so I personally recommend for students to get a school job. The library hires.
Yeah.
The cafeteria doesn't hire, but it's only because MBJ is an outside corporation. But if you know Connect, you should try to apply to MBJ through them. And a lot of the schools are separate corporations. Like the Gerald Lunch Theater is a separate corporation that hires people on their separate own. Like we're all under one, but we all get hired by different people. So if you know anything about the hiring process of the cafeteria, would be nice. I actually know a student that works there. And we had class together. So you guys should really ask one of the employees at the cafeteria how did they get that job in order for you to get a job similar.
And then can I ask you guys that's had work study or in-school jobs, how has that benefited you versus having an outside job? Because for somebody that I've never had work study, and not that I'm not eligible, they just don't give it to me, and they haven't given it to me since I started college. Excuse me. I've only ever had the option to have an outside job. And I feel like for me, obviously, like Troy was saying, she had to quit retail, and some people had to quit their jobs and stuff like that. And it was like, one, I will never work retail again. I will never touch clothes again. I just can't deal with it. But my job is convenient for my schooling because I do go to school twice a week. So I work every other day that I'm not in school. And I feel like it can hinder me in the way that I have to reassure them that I can get this job done, as well as you have to understand that my education comes first.
Yeah.
So my question is to you guys that's had work study, how does it help or hinder you?
So I don't have work study, but I do work on campus. I work at the wellness center. And for me, it doesn't really hinder because we do tabling. So basically what we do is at Hound Square, we're the table that gives out condoms and brochures. So a lot of the times you'll see a lot of peers doing their homework because we don't get a lot of people actually coming to the table. So we'll do our homework while we're working.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing for us.
That is definitely a good thing, and a lot of because I have 2 jobs on campus, recommend always reach out, any connection that you have. The guy that sells t-shirts here in John Jay, ask him how he does it because he's a student. And it's like, and I think he does it by himself. He sells them shirts. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I've known you. I've seen him with other people, but yeah.
He's with other people, but like you see him running the stand.
Yeah, always.
He's the only one that's running the stand.
It's like that's his job.
That's
Yeah.
his
for
job.
like every weekend.
Yeah, and he's still a student. So, just when you see people do the littlest stuff on campus, ask them if they're getting paid for it. Because right now I have 2 jobs. So back to the question, it helps because when you're at that job, they kind of take a notice of what your energy is. So like if you're feeling off and you're like, dang, I got mad work to do. I don't want to say this on the radio because like I think could get fired, but they will like try to help you get more hours, knowing that you can't always come into work. So they will try to help you all the.
They're more understanding.
Yeah, but that's only on my peer mentor job.
Okay.
The theater job is more like you have to come in all the time. That job is very competitive, being that we have 20 other coworkers. Like, it's like,
So what is that job?
She
First come,
just
first
put out
serve? Or?
the shifts. Yes. So basically, how it goes is you apply to the job, you get the job, but you can't do homework. You have to actually work and stuff. We do have downtime, but it's not you can do your homework or you can go to the library. You can't do that. You have to. Yeah, you actually have to be in position to be ready. But like you said, it's not first come first serve. But when she does put out the shifts, she put out the shifts yesterday at 2 p.m. for October, and they went pretty fast.
They went in
you have to be on the app. This weekend, you have to know when you're free, and then when she puts the shifts, click accept to see when you can work, and then once they're free, you just go on standby.
So it's not a first come first serve job, but it's a first come ish when she puts out the shift.
Yes, exactly.
So
versus her assigning you, you're definitely working this day. Here's your shifts, and you definitely have to go because somebody's gonna pick that.
Yeah. And that's why I say it helps us because it's flexible.
Okay.
So if we do our schedules, she will put a template of the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
So you legit have to make plans for that whole month a month ahead. And if you try to make plans the weekend above, it's hard for you to get out of it, like a regular job.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's a little hindering. In my per se is that you can't have that down time. There's no time for you to have homework. Let me go do my homework, or let me go watch this video. We can't have our phones on the job. We have a watch. If you can't afford gigabytes, your watch cannot go online. So you're just legit looking at the time and paying attention to work. So sometimes we have jobs that you can have downtime where you could do homework. Yeah. And then there's other times where you can't have that downtime, where it's you have to work. It is a real job, but it's flexible. We work only in the night.
In the weekends.
But
it's pretty fun. Over the summer, we had Makeup by Mario, Kim Kardashian, makeup artist, so we met him.
We meet famous people, so a lot of people don't know. Yeah, she is. But we're not going to tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know if we can say it.
Yeah, but famous people come to our jobs, and it's a rewarding thing. So, you know the vibes. Apply, because they're hiring now. So, the theater, the library,
and
the wellness center.
The wellness center actually, as far as I understand, we're not hiring right now, but hiring starts in April. So if you one thing is always pay attention to your emails because opportunities do be popping up in your emails. So the wellness center sends out a campus-wide email saying, "Oh, we're hiring now. Apply." And almost anyone can get in. There's no real requirements to get in to be a wellness peer. All you have to do is 3 days of training over the summer, and that's pretty much it.
Also, the school jobs don't require you to have that experience before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a little easy if you come from a background where you're not working OD, or even if you work and you have plenty of jobs, having that nice resume. And that also goes into professional development. Go and get your resumes checked by the people in the writing center. They're there,
And also the career center.
No, it's the career center and also the writing center.
They check resumes?
The writing center does, yeah.
You can go any writing center and get your resumes checked or even revised. Always revise your resume every time you get a new job. Hello?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But also, be in connection with the career center because they be popping out opportunities that you'll only see on their bulletins. And it's good to have an in with them because you get to find out about different events and different events they have on campus too. Because there's some opportunities you won't even realize. I ended up being a mentor to a couple of freshmen last year just because I have hookups within the career center.
Yeah.
Where is the career center located?
Okay, that's a good question.
It's on L if you go.
It's to UMI.
It's farther down from UMI. It's right by the escalators as well.
Yeah.
Right
in the building.
Mm-hmm. So it's in the lobby. Also, the theater is in the lobby. The library is in the library. A lot of the jobs are in the library. A lot of the jobs is on out.
Yeah. Pretty much everything is on L, because you can even get a job with J Express. Some of the people that work there are students.
Yeah, and everyone knows how J Express is always empty.
Yeah, so probably some people should apply there.
Yeah, but I think the hours there are like a little bit different, being that it's like an all day type of thing. So it's like from the morning all the way to like the afternoon. So some of them work all day, some of them don't. So you have to be aware of how much time you have and what classes are you taking.
Yeah.
Basically saying there's opportunities everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
they're
just
not
have to
gonna
look
find
for
you if
it.
You do not go and look for
They
them
are
yourself.
not going to look for you.
Like we said last week, college is very proactive. You have to be proactive about if you want to make friends, you got to go out and get them. If you want opportunities, you got to go out and get them.
Would you guys say like these opportunities are open for all classmen? Like as an incoming freshman, it doesn't necessarily feel like I would be picked for these jobs because, you know, I'm not so deep into my major. I might not have as much experience. So do you guys think like it's open to everybody, or is it more
Everyone.
towards-
Yeah.
Everyone. Some peer jobs, peer mentors, peer whatever. Some of those jobs expect you to be like of a different, like of a class above. Like obviously sophomore. Like you can't mentor a freshman if you're a freshman. Freshman.
Freshman.
Sophomore.
But also, typically, not to diss any freshmen, but most freshmen are like more learning the layout of the school. So most times jobs are filled by sophomores and above. So I applied to the Wellness Center in the second semester of my freshman year. So when I was a sophomore, I was actually a wellness peer.
Yeah, that's me too. I applied for my first job during my end of my freshman year, so my second semester here, and I got it, but I wasn't working till the summer. And yeah, I wasn't really working till the summer. So backed up pay in John Jay is a bad thing.
Oh, that backup pay.
Yeah, so you'll be working the first month here and not get paid until
Yeah.
It's a little
Because, okay, basically what it is it's a bi-weekly pay.
Yeah. You get
So
paid
they
every
hold the first check, and you don't get paid till the month after, which was technically your second check.
So I have another
But that's the
question
first one.
for
Yeah.
the in-school workers. Do you feel as though you're making enough money? And I know some people still live with their parents. They don't always have to depend on themselves for everything. But do you feel like you're making enough money to go by? Like, you can pay a bill if you're paying your phone bill. You can help your parents if you do that. If you really are independent and you're supporting yourself, do you feel like working in an in-school job does help?
It
Not at all.
depends on what level
No.
you're at. 'Cause
No,
it depends, because
No,
I know
that's just
people who are independent, fully independent, and I was working on school and they're still supporting themselves.
I mean,
But to
yeah,
what
there
I
are
was gonna
things
say,
that,
to
you
what
know,
extent are you
To what
like? Are
extent?
you slaving? Because
You're
even in a
slaving.
out of
Literally,
school
you're
job,
slaving.
I
So
feel like I'm
that's-
not making enough
You
money.
cannot, and there's even studies about this. You cannot be a full-time student and have a full-time job. It's just not.
It's
It's just
impossible.
not gonna work.
You end up
cannot-
sacrificing something.
Yeah, it's either gonna be you drop out of school or you
Get like
quit
no
your job.
sleep. Or no sleep.
Or even
Not
if
even
you
that.
are in school and you are working that full-time job, so you're a full-time student, full-time employee,
You're lacking.
you will not get the grades that you need
Mm-hmm.
to be successful. And some people do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people do it, but you always have to think about what you want in the long run. Like, do you want to be stuck at this theater job forever,
Yeah.
or do you want to get this degree, get out of here, and go on and get a better job?
And it
You know
also
what I mean?
depends on who you are as a person. Because if you're the type of person who can run on like 2-3 hours of sleep, still get your homework done, still stay on top of everything, then maybe you can do that and you'll still be good.
Maybe I wouldn't.
But-
So good to know.
I like
Maybe
that
I wouldn't be.
But the typical
That's what I was gonna
person,
say.
Realistically, money-wise, it is not having one on-campus job. It's not able for you to, you know,
And I think that
Pay
is-
your bill.
Yeah, and I think that has to do with just living in New York City is expensive. $15, even if you make 15 outside of school or inside, it's still not going to
no, because like
to how much.
if you look at the
people live in New York
statistics,
Like you said, if you're by yourself, what does that mean? You're paying rent, you're paying your phone bill, you're getting groceries, or you're buying food every day.
Transportation.
even if you're not a
If you don't get a credit
student,
card,
even if you're not a
gonna be able to
student,
do full-time.
living in New York is hard, even if you're not a student.
Exactly.
Because there's like some statistic, I can't remember the exact number, but like if minimum wage is $15 an hour, the cost of living in New York is like $25 an hour.
Yeah.
So
Like,
with
we're
that,
not even getting paid enough in New York to live in
with
New York.
that statistic that you just mentioned, keep in mind I don't work in school, so and I'm not even from the New York City. What do you call this? Like the borough, I guess.
Yeah.
So where I live in Westchester, our minimum wage is 12.
Exactly.
So whereas
Yeah, like-
you're in school
Do you
making
feel like
15,
you can live like that?
Not at all.
Exactly.
Not at all. And it's
Yeah.
really
Nothing.
hard.
But then the reason I asked that
Yeah.
question before is because even though you guys are making $3 more than me, it depends on hours as well.
Yeah.
I get a
and
lot of
cost of
hours at this
living.
job,
Yeah.
but then same thing you were saying, you can't. You're always sacrificing something. I always come to that crossroads where I'm like, okay, I have an 8-hour shift. Am I giving this shift up today and doing homework today because something is due at 11:59, or am I going to do my shift? Try to do homework in between. Try not to get caught on my phone at work. Like, it's always a back and forth.
And it also depends on like what job you have, because some of them are like only part time.
Yeah.
So like wellness, you're not working more than 10 hours a week.
Yeah.
And you-
So that varies
all
limited.
jobs.
What money
All
do you
jobs.
have?
Yeah, you
Just
don't.
money for snacks? Like, what the fuck?
If you do the math, right? So it's $10 a week you get paid bi-weekly. So that's 20 times 15. 20 times 15 is not enough. End of the story. That's what I'm saying. I have 2 jobs on campus, and I get no hours from both of these jobs some
They
of the
take
time.
out taxes.
Yeah, they
You
do.
got New York City
No,
tax?
They take
not
out
me,
tax-
though. Not
That's what
for
I'm saying.
me. And that's what another thing that people don't know. The theater does take off taxes, but you can be tax exempt if your parents still file for you. And if you're in college and your parents are doing the FAFSA thing for you, they're basically still filing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you do like your own taxes, you're able to write off tax exempt, but still, no. Yeah, I don't get tax exempt. And I'm tax exempt, actually. That's the better way to say it. I'm tax exempt only because my parents still file taxes for me.
Mhm.
So are mine, and they still take taxes.
They should, however, you should always be in contact with HR. Always, no matter what, and talk to them because
Y'all need to stop talking as we not working in
Yeah.
the building.
because HR, but any HR that I guess outside jobs are a little different. Being that this is a
And our HR is still
yeah.
bad. So.
It is bad, but I still got
Anyway,
Y'all work in the building. I don't.
HR is still bad, but it's still like I get tax exempt. So you really gotta beat the system all the time.
Are y'all good at saving money?
No,
No.
Yes,
No.
so good.
Check my.
I need to work on that.
Broke, bro.
And then speaking of saving money in general, with the mindset of saving money, does everybody have multiple accounts or you have one main checking account? Does everybody have a savings account?
I have a checking and a
account.
You
savings.
have to have
Yeah.
multiple
everybody has to.
multiple types of accounts. I feel like you should really have like 3 types of accounts. You should have your checking, you should have a savings, and a savings. Because there's always that
Ooh,
savings. No, because
There
it's
is.
so serious.
There
Because
is.
when you have those 2 accounts that are linked, it's so quick to easily transfer. And the next
Yeah.
thing you know, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
$5 here,
Right.
$10 here. Next thing you know, you went from like $200 in your savings account to like $15, and your
I'm
your
getting
bank
called
is
out
sitting
over
a little
here.
longer. But then you always have to think about it like if you're saving to spend the money, then what are you really saving for? So that's why I say like you need to have those 3 accounts. I mean, I personally right now I have 4 accounts, and it's crazy, but I have 4 accounts because the money that I'm saving to spend for something, like let's say like I have a car, so let's say I have expenses for my car, I'm saving that money, but eventually that's going out of my account. That's not a real savings because eventually it's going to be wiped out. My savings, your savings is supposed to be like you like stuck in
You put
winter
money there, you
storm.
don't touch it.
Right,
Yeah.
like you stuck winter storm, New York City, gotta take a
Yeah,
Uber back to
really.
Westchester County. Like that's savings money that should be going to there unless it's something crazy happening.
Mhm.
And the last
So what's your
account is
4th account?
when you
My
spend.
4th account is another checking account that I just kind of leave, like, because I have 2 jobs right now. So one direct deposit there, one direct deposit
Oh.
there. It helps me,
that's smart.
but it helps me see my money and see where it's going. And like
You got me about to open a different account too, because
It's a
damn.
lot to handle. But you know what's good? Because right now, since we're young, we have student accounts, so we don't
Yeah.
have
Pay
like,
those
all of those
stuff.
fees that like adults
It's
would
until
regularly
you're
acquire.
25, boo.
Right. So
Yeah,
If you have a
sometimes
bank
there's
account
a
outside of a
thing.
student account
We're not
and you're paying for that, that's where they're going to charge you more.
yeah.
Or you
I'm
have to have
under-
a minimum
Yeah.
in the account.
Like I have my own account, but it's under my mom's main account. And I'm a student, so I don't pay anything out of anything.
TD though, you can
At
now
TD, yeah.
TD though, I transfer from under my mom's thing because the student checking, they changed it. You used to have to be under your parents. Now you don't have to be under your parents. You can still have a student checking account, and they don't have to foresee your stuff. So you can still keep those 2 accounts open or that 1 account open that they used to have open under your parents, but then you can also have your own separate one, so it works.
Yeah, it does.
It's complicated, but it works.
I only have 1 checking, 1 savings.
Yeah, same.
My savings is not up there.
I know I need to
You
get
know,
better
they
at
have
saving
the
because I'm the
transfer,
type of
like, it's so
person
easy.
who, if I need money, I'll take it right out of my savings account, put it to my checking account, and use that money if I need it. Especially, and it also depends on your circumstances.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, not to go into too much, like, I had something very serious happen in my family, and I had to give up more money than I was expecting to.
Mhm.
So you have to pull. That's what I was gonna say. Sometimes it's like you don't know what's gonna happen, so it's like you're like, damn, like I am stuck. Like if it's your credit card bill due or something, you have to pay it. It's not even like you can be like, okay, well, let me save and not pay this. It's like, okay, let me take that money out and pay this, and then I'll save once I get paid again, or whatever the case may be. Like Michaela said, you don't know what you're going through or what you have to do. And then it's like, it's so hard to save when you're a full-time student and then you're barely working a job. It's like, how can I even save? You know what I mean?
What is there to save?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
What am I saving?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it
why I
makes no
usually
sense.
only work with my credit cards. I have 2 credit cards and like 2 checking accounts. But I usually like to work with either all my credit cards throughout the month, and then I like to see my cash physically. I don't like to put my cash in the bank. I need to see it. I
I'm
need
the
to
opposite.
budget. I need to
That's
budget
good.
it on paper and then allocate that. And usually I just use because I get points with my credit cards.
And
I
then
just
you
use
pay back.
And then I pay back.
And then here's the biggest thing of all. It depends on when you get paid. Because I have this one job. I get paid literally once a month.
Yeah,
Like-
there you go. Find it.
So, bi-weekly pay or weekly pay?
Weekly.
Yeah.
Weekly is.
Bi-weekly
Why are you
teaches
saying
patience.
weekly so hard?
Yeah, that's not like bi-weekly.
See, weekly is hard in the sense that you get the money more frequently.
I'm saying, what's your reason behind getting paid weekly?
Bi-weekly or weekly? What would you pick?
I'm doing weekly.
Why?
Because I used to work with Amazon, right? And they paid you weekly every Friday.
So what happened to the Amazon job?
Stop going. And then.
Why?
What was the number?
Oh, no, I got a different job. Yeah, that's why. I got a different job. So, but yeah, weekly is just way better. 'Cause
I
feel
had
like
both.
I'm just, yeah.
And it's like weekly, I feel like, for me personally, like my sister gets paid weekly, she lives for it because you know you're always coming into money.
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
my problem. Is
Yeah.
because I know I'm
Money
always
will
coming into money, I will
Money
freely
will
spend my money.
Yeah.
Because knowing every single Friday I'm getting paid, I'm like, oh, well, here we go. If I know I'm getting paid every 2 weeks, then it's like, all right, you have to budget. You're
Yeah,
going to
and
be
I
eating
think
McDonald's
weekly,
today.
Yeah, weekly hinders your way you
Yeah.
budget. You're just
Yes,
using that
and
money
that's what I was
that
gonna say.
the
I
little
prefer
money you spend.
bi-weekly.
Yeah, or a month. I
Most
think
of
a
the
month
jobs
is
I've
monthly.
had been
No, I think a month
Can't
is
do
too
monthly.
much.
Can't do monthly.
No.
But
But if you do a month, like
How
I
well
know,
you're budgeting.
yeah, because if you do a month, it's like you have this set. Like I know people who have a job and they have this set pay a month, like $5,000 a month, and then it's like okay, you stretch that, you save some, you pay what you have to pay. You know what I mean? And then the next month is like okay, you're waiting for the next check. You know, it just depends.
See,
on
if I had $5,000 a month, I know I would know how to budget $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
I would know how to do that.
Yeah, because then you're still saving $1,000 a week. If
I
you
would
have
know if I had
5,000 a week and spend
5,000
1,000 a
month,
week,
I'd be okay.
Alright, so monthly jobs can be good if you're getting paid that a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like thinking
I've
about
never
how
heard of
much
one
I
thing.
get paid
and how much I get paid,
Fuck no, I would not. I'm sorry for cursing. I would not have. But I know, but I would not want to be paid at the end of the month with all of that money. It's like when you give a baby a candy, like, and
yeah, the baby will take it even if you tell them to
no matter
wait.
What? I'm not gonna wait for my bills. I'm going to spend that money
For
at
what?
one time.
Spend on what?
I feel like I don't know if you wait. That's why I don't mind the bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly
It's
is good.
or even if it's like month. I don't know. It just depends. Like I said, like we were
If I
talking
knew
about
a set day,
postgraduate.
I
get
Yeah.
paid
If I had a
Friday.
If
set
you're talking
day,
about
yeah.
postgraduate
Yeah.
jobs, if you land a job and it's like $5K a month, what are you gonna do? Not take because they're not paying you?
Nah, I'm gonna take
no,
it.
you're gonna take it. You know what I mean? So
But
it just
it's
depends.
what you prefer.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
what
say,
I'm saying.
something
Look
on that
into
budget,
when
yeah.
your job
Yeah.
they pay you. Like ask all those questions when you go to that interview. And
Yeah,
you're
and
like,
people
when
think,
is the pay
yeah,
period?
people
When is
think
this?
It's a
When is
bad
that?
question. You gotta ask them how much you're
Yeah.
getting paid,
And
and when do you get paid, and how do you get paid.
But it also depends because, for instance, like the one I'm getting paid monthly now, I went from getting paid every week to getting paid once a month.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, I feel like it's just the circumstances, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Literally. If you think it's
A tourist in here, like, she's not getting paid once a month, too.
I am. What are you getting paid once a month for?
She doesn't know what job. Anyway,
You get paid once a month? I get paid at all.
anyway, that's for another day. I know, so, yeah, so like I was saying, it just depends on your circumstances, and for postgraduate opportunities, just look into what you're, like you said, don't be afraid to ask them.
Yeah.
When you have those meetings with your managers, ask them what it is, and, you know, they'll tell you.
Yeah. No matter what. Even like jobs off campus and things that you want to do. A lot of people say that you got to know what you want to do by the time you're in your senior year, and it's not true.
That's not true.
And getting
You don't
a job
have
is
to.
not easy once you graduate.
Getting a job
Yeah.
in your field is not easy.
No,
Getting
it's
a
not.
job, period.
It's not.
Once you graduate, you realize, why did I go to school? What did I go to school for? Half of the
And especially when you, especially when you're going to school after college as well, like, that gets even harder.
Yeah, like,
Because you need to be
Law
more
school.
specialized.
Law school.
Yeah,
You can't work.
like, not everyone who goes to med school ends up getting a job right away. Not everyone who goes to law school ends up getting a job right away. Like, it gets harder. Like, as much as they say, oh, getting a job, going to
Getting a
college,
degree.
getting higher education will help you,
It's one step after
Yeah.
the other. There's always one thing
there's
after the
always
other.
something else you have to do.
Yeah, the best thing every month you need to try to acquire new skills. Like just having this degree is nothing. You need to acquire writing, like truly knowing how to write. Half of us in this college
No,
doesn't know how to
no.
write, really
That's what
truly
I'm
write, how to
saying.
write an email.
Apparently, I don't know how to write an email, so yeah,
Yeah,
continue.
no,
Go on.
Write an
and this is
email.
things that
Go
they
on.
don't teach us. Like, even this morning,
Your
my teacher,
typing
he had
speed.
the
Typing
lady from the
speed,
writing
yeah.
center do a plagiarism PowerPoint. And the boy asked, he was like, why we don't have classes on this? Because he came into college not knowing what Chicago is, not knowing what...
It's
Yeah,
APA.
like
Learning-
Chicago,
We use
APA.
I did not learn APA.
MLA.
I learned
Nah.
I did
MLA.
in high school was MLA.
MLA is,
I learned
every
MLA.
high school
What the
does
hell is
MLA.
Chicago? I said, we going to Chicago. Like, what the hell is
Right.
going on?
Yeah, you said
Like,
Chicago. I said, what about
I think
Chicago? You don't know where it's at?
Yeah, I think different disciplines use.
Yeah.
different
So it's like they
fields,
give you these syllabus and it's like, okay, I would like this format, and you're like, damn, how do I even cite this properly? So it's just like,
You have to reach out to people that know about these things. That's why I always recommend the writing center.
And-
because they know about these things. And one thing I was saying was when I was thinking about when you were bringing up the formats of writing, it's like in high school, some high schools don't prepare you for that. Like,
Have we learned high school
MLA,
geometry that we never see that ever
never,
again?
ever
Ever
again.
What did we
So-
learn then?
in English, they weren't doing, like, and this goes into the
What
standardized
are we reading a
test
book and just
because
They
the
were
standardized
It's just
test
crazy.
it's
That's
just
why
waiting to
America
fail.
is so low for the education. It's like crazy.
What are
Like,
we learning?
but
places
even-
so high above us, and we're this first world country, and all these other countries are doing way better than us, and then they come here, and then they're getting the jobs.
Yeah.
We're not getting those jobs.
We
And we
spent
went to
12
school here.
exactly. We spent 12 years in school. No one knows a second language. No one knows how to do books accounting. No one knows how
No one
to
knows how to
write.
pay
No
taxes.
one knows how
Yes.
to taxes. No
I
one knows
barely
how
know
to
what
do
a
resume.
W-9, W-3, W-7
So-
form is.
Exactly.
So I'm the exception in this room because one thing I recommend to people is take an administrative job because I used to be telling people how to fill out their I-9s, their W-2s, W-4s. I used to handle all that paperwork. I was doing finances. I was doing
In high school?
in
I
high
have a
school.
question though. How did you get that job? Somebody you knew?
No,
Oh, okay.
this is the funny part. I applied to work at Dunkin' Donuts, right? I applied to work at Dunkin' Donuts, and I had an interview with the boss, and I told her that the high school I was going to was Secondary School of Law, and that I was taking college now classes for law. And she's like, you know what? I need another assistant, and she hired me on as her assistant. I started doing I was doing the paychecks. I was like writing in.
HR.
Yeah, I was doing HR. I was doing
you
legal.
put that on your resume. And
Yeah,
work in
best
HR.
believe it. Best believe it is on my resume because I was emailing lawyers in high school, professional emails. I was writing notices to lawyers. I was writing to the heads of like Popeyes and Dunkin' Donuts on behalf of my boss.
And that's good though. And a lot of the times, like, people go into a job and think that they need to be hired for a certain position. No, tell people your background, where you came from, because
or what you're interested in. Because I wasn't doing anything law related just yet. Just that I was interested in law and was in a high school called secondary school for law, I got that position.
But I think that in general, it still makes it even harder when you walk into a place knowing that you have a certain goal or you want certain things for yourself, because I feel like they look at you like if you're not going to meet the standard of like one of those desperate students who are just trying to get a job and don't really care for what conditions, what hours, whatever, it still kind of makes it harder. Like when you go there as an adult or out of college, you have certain expectations for how you want your job to be, how you want your salary to be,
and
the
that's why
hours you want to
people
work.
say go up for more in your education career so that way you can ask for more. You can be like, I deserve more because I finished this level of education. I done got my doctorates. So now you cannot tell me that I can only make $32 an hour. I want to make $50.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I think it goes where, like, obviously you would expect that, and that's the expectation we all hold for ourselves and everybody that goes to school for higher education. But then, like, I have aunts that are like, she got her law degree, and she wanted to be a lawyer, all that stuff. It's the fact that she was overqualified becomes a thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm not willing to pay you
that.
that.
Is something
So she
that
doesn't get jobs because now she has too much education. I feel like
Yes.
some things can hinder you, where I have family members that are like accountants, and they're like, I'm not going to hold you. Schooling is great. Education is great. I will never doubt that. I will never cast that aside and put somebody down for going to get an education.
No.
But also, you have some things where it's like, okay, you're going to school for how many years to do what? And then it's like, if you're not becoming a full-on doctor, then what are you doing? Because now you're in an in-between where you're educated and you have higher education more than these people.
Yeah.
But it's like you're so qualified. They're like, I'm not paying you that much. So now you don't get the job, and I'll give the job to somebody that's not as qualified because I can pay them whatever I want to pay them.
But that's
Yeah,
like how
it does.
America's like economy and like whole
Capitalism.
structure has been
Yeah.
Yeah.
like formed. Like you have to know somebody to get into
Right.
a door, and it's
And
like
that's
we,
why I asked
we
her
talk,
what I asked her.
right? Like we talk about connecting and stuff like that, and being involved so that you can, you know, pretty much somebody can help you get to where you need to get, and that's fine and dandy. But then at the same time, there are people who are able to capitalize on that stuff. Where there's people who are hardworking or who got their doctorates and still cannot find a job. There's people like my manager at my retail job. He has a whole master's degree in accounting. He should not be a manager at a retail job, but because like the market wasn't fair for him in the time that he was going, he had to make do with something else. So it's crazy how you can put yourself through like all of that stuff and probably even get straight A's and you still might not even know. So,
Yeah, and people, these jobs, when the job market is shit. You need to make a job. If you don't see your job out there, sometimes entrepreneurship is key.
Then
There's
it's
not a
also
lot of
like you
jobs
need to
out
have
there.
the money to save to do the entrepreneurship. Then you have to have those days where it's like, damn, okay, I'm an entrepreneur, but how am I gonna pay my rent? How you know what I mean? Like,
You have
okay,
to
I'm
sacrifice.
doing
And-
this.
Yeah, sometimes that perfect job is not out there. You have to make your job.
And sometimes, like, what I'm doing is I know I want to eventually start my own law firm, so I'm planning for that. So, for instance,
Baby girl, you can hire me.
I plan to, because you good. But, like, I want to start my own law firm, so I'm planning to do a joint degree when I go to law school, get my JD MBA, which is Master's in Business Administration. Like, if you want to start your own jobs, getting a business administration master's is one of the ways to go, because that teaches you, like, the fundamental of how to run a business.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lazy person in
That's
me
what
doesn't want
Cardi
to
B
do that.
said. A lot of the famous people, they have their money so they can tell you what to do, right? So Cardi B, she went on her Instagram and she was like, if you're in school right now, I recommend you taking a business class. And I think she had went to school for 1 year and she like left it alone. And she was like, what she regretted was not taking a business class. Whether or not you want to be a business person, you are your own brand. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, people don't understand that, one, you as an individual, you make money. You're making the money. Like, obviously you're getting the money from someone, but you as an individual need to learn how to make that money on your own, whether it be outside, like doing, what do you call,
That side hustle.
Yes,
I
the
don't know why
side
my
hustle.
head immediately you said something. I said
like-
drugs. I said
That's still a side hustle. Like,
But,
it's
like-
your business.
Like what she's saying, like, everything is a business. Even if you doing, like, retail job,
Not
that's a business. Even if you're a cashier, you're in your own business. Like, doing business should be in everybody's focus if they want any type of job or career, because the basis of, especially in America, the basis of everything is businesses.
It's money, right?
Yeah. So on that note, we kind of touched up on post-grads, job opportunities on campus, job opportunities off campus, how you can manage that. Next week, tune in.
Yep.
Yes, tune in with us.
See you next week,
Yeah,
guys.
so see you guys.
Bye.
Radio Girls.